Okay, today we're going to learn how to do a CMU or concrete block wall section. The first thing that I'm going to start drawing is a footing. So whenever I make a footing, I'm going to go into my layer dialog box and I'm just going to make a new layer called A-footing. I'm going to make the color, I'm going to make it 153. And I'm going to set that current, and I'm going to say OK. I'm not really too worried about the color of it right now because if I need to change it I can do that very easily.
Please excuse the interruption. Any visiting Clearfield student who is to go to a second shop should report there at this time. Thank you.
So I know that my footing is going to be 8 inches high by 24 inches wide. So I'm just going to draw a line up 8 inches. I have my ortho on over 24 inches and down 8 inches, and then type C for close. Alright, the next thing is I'm going to draw one of the CMUs. I already drew this one just so that you could see what it was going to look like. But basically how I did that is I'm just going to randomly start above the footing somewhere because I can move it later on. I'm going to come up to my layers, type in LA, and the first one that I'm going to use is this mortar layer. My block is 10 inches wide, so I'm just going to type 10. The mortar itself is 3/8 of an inch thick, so I'm going to use my offset command, and I'm going to type in 3/8. I'm going to offset it up, and then I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to use my arc command to draw a little arc from there to there, trim it, and mirror it to the other side. Okay. The next layer that I want to use is A-CMU. My CMU is 8 inches high with the mortar. So without the mortar, it's going to be 7-5/8 of an inch. And the other way I could do that is by offsetting 7.625 inches. Whoops. Offset 7.625 inches. And then just draw a line on the outside edges. Okay? So it's starting to look more and more like that. Next, I'm going to come up here to my layers and I'm going to put it on my A-CMU Hatch. I'm going to open up my Hatch dialog box, typing in Hatch, bring that over here. The first one I'm going to use is my user defined. My angle is going to be 45. I'm going to make sure my double is checked, and I'm going to leave this spacing at 2.5. I'll pick my points, and I'll say OK. There's half of the hatch. I also have to have a concrete hatch. So again, I'm going to type in hatch or BH. This time it's going to be a predefined hatch, and I'm going to choose AR-CONC. I'm going to make a scale of 1, and I'm going to choose 0 for my angle. Add pick points, pick in there, enter, enter, and now I have one concrete block and one mortar joint. What I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to erase this bottom one. I'm going to get rid of that. And I also know that I want to have 13 courses of block. That will give me a basement height of about 8 feet 5. If I went to 12 courses, then it's going to be less than 8 feet. So I'm going to use the array classic command. I'm just going to type that in. Array classic. It's going to bring up this dialog box. I'm going to select my objects, and I'm going to choose all of those. I only want one column, and I want 13 rows. My row offset should be 8 inches, and my column offset should be 0. Angle of array, 0. I can preview it. Looks good. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So everything looks good there. And then I can just simply come down here. I'll erase those two little things. I'll pick this whole thing up and I'll move it on place of the footing.